Hey you guys, welcome back to Beauty by CD. Today's video is a video on how to color your wig closure black or any other color safely without damaging your lace. So in this video, this will be a custom made wig that I created for a client, and I'm using a silk base. The silk base happened to come in a very white Caucasian look, and this young lady is not fair skin, so it's not going to work for her, so I decided to go ahead and custom color for her. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to set this wig on a mannequin. I'm going to slightly wet it a little bit so that I can start the product. I'm going to use a couple of boxes of black because she wanted jet black. I use Beigen. I put the numbers in the description box. And what I did here was go ahead and I sectioned off all of the closure portions so that way I can work with everything else. I used a couple of bottles of semi-permanent clairol jet black also, just to kind of get it like really lubricated. I don't like to totally use only black permanent color and mix it up with the semi-permanent. I'm going to use this Beigen black in number 56 as you just saw, and here is the instructions so I don't have to list it. So pretty much all you have to do is use whatever is in the box. It comes with a little plastic and you use that to get the color going. It comes in powder. That plastic cap that you see in my hand is kind of like a measuring cup, and you're going to add hot water to it. And once you add the hot water to it, you put the powder in the mixing bowl and you just stir it along and let it sit, and you'll see that it starts to thicken up. Very simple. So what I did is I had a couple of two mixing bowls and another two sets of brushes, one from the permanent color and one for the semi-permanent, and I'm mixing everything together and I'm keeping it off to the side. Alright, so I'm going to get started by sectioning this hair off to the side, and I'm going to use this last because you need you need a lot of attention to it, so you want to make sure you do everything else and move over to the side. So for the base of the hair, I'm going to use the semi-permanent, and I'm dipping the semi-permanent mixed with the perm at times because I feel like I can just polish all of the hair like this, but I noticed as I was going along that because this hair is about 22 inches, all of the hair was pretty much drinking up the color. So I actually had to go out and get some more color because you have to remember when you're using extensions and it's not your hair, there's a lot more strand pieces in there, so it's a little thicker. So you end up having to use more hair, especially if you want to get all over even color. So I went ahead and I made sure I got more color just so that the job could be complete and I didn't have to go back and not have enough and stretch it the wrong way. So once I'm finished doing the all over base area, I'm going to start moving into my closure area. Now I'm using a tail comb along with a spoolie, and you can use a makeup spoolie. It could be one for whatever you use for your eyebrows, or sometimes it's just a spoolie on a stick by itself, and I use this to carefully, get the color into the grooves of the hair and get it as close as possible to my lace. So it's almost like you're doing a perm and you want to get close to the roots as possible, and you're getting the cream right to the top. So I'm going to demonstrate here. I'm going to polish the underbelly, and then I'm going to polish the top root area with that spoolie just to kind of get close, because if you use a brush you may go over it and that kind of creates spillage into your silk base, which you don't want. I'm going to show you another piece here where I get a little closer. Sorry for the quality of the video. I was trying to get it going in my kitchen. But you can clearly see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to take the spoolie and get the color going, and I'm polishing the underbelly in small sections of hair. We're going to do it small so that way you get a lot more done in terms of getting all the color onto the hair. It takes a little longer. It's a little tedious because you're taking like small strips of hair and you're polishing it, step by step, but trust me, it's worth it, and you won't mess up your silk base. The silk bases are usually a little bit more expensive than the lace base, so you want to make sure you take your time and color it, especially if it wasn't colored for you already. So go ahead and take small slices of hair and polish it with the spoolie from the roots. And once you pass the roots, you know, that's like the safe area. Once you pass that, you can go ahead and take the coloring brush and just polish it as you see I'm doing here. And I just lay it down off to the side to kind of move along to the next piece. And I'm just going to constantly repeat this process until I'm done. This was a pretty large base for a silk base, which was good. It came with a lot of space. I think it was a 5 by 3, but don't quote me on that. It was a pretty big space. It's a little bit bigger than the traditional ones, which is good because you can get more parting from it. And I'm coming close to the end, you guys, and I'm just doing the same steps over and over. And once I'm done, I'm going to take it off of the mannequin. I'm going to check my work, and also I'm going to show you guys how I color my the base for the silk base closure. And I decided to go ahead and wait a little while. I wanted to get the process done with the coloring, and then I flipped it over, wet the hair, and then I went into the base and I custom colored it. And how I did that was using some foundation, and I can't really give you a formula for it, but whatever the person color is, you do it a little lighter. It can't be exactly their foundation color because it might be a little too red, too brown, so I'm going to go something lighter. I think I used a NC42 Pro Long Wear here, along with a little bit of saddle to brown it up, and I left it on for a little while. I kind of eyeballed it, and all I did was stain it from the underbelly, and it kind of penetrated to the top. I just wanted a little bit of color, just a little bit. So literally you're leaving it on for less than 10 minutes, or you watch it and then you take it off. If you leave it on for too long, it will stain it pretty well, and it's kind of hard to unstain it. So I finished doing everything, you guys, and luckily I have a dryer in the home, and all I did was I put some setting lotion on it, some detangling spray, brushed her down, and put it over under the dryer. And here it is, the client is trying on her wig that I created for her, and she's got a middle part. Look at that scalp, you guys. That is awesome. And she totally loved it, and it looked like it was coming out from her roots. And she was totally happy. This concludes the video, you guys. I hope this helps someone in coloring their lace closure, silk closure. If you like what you see here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.